If you have a... I'm so thirsty. And I haven't had coffee yet. It's like... Girl, it's 3:22 p.m. I haven't had coffee. I was awake since 9 a.m. Hi guys. Yes, we are in my car. I am going to film inside my car cause it's comfortable. I have some privacy. I'm actually staying in a cemetery where my late dog was buried. Why not just film in here instead? Because it's so freaking hot outside. And yes, my Sony Angel lost its head, unfortunately. I have curated another topic for another episode. So basically, my Human Moments episodes, my Human Moments topics are just my journal entries. And I don't know, I just like talking to you guys as if you were my journal. And that means trauma dumping too. I'm sorry. I mean, human moments, right? We have to be vulnerable out here. Yeah, I mean, I have no siblings. My friends are all LDR. I'm stuck with my dogs that don't even understand a thing I say. They just ask for food and cuddles. That's it. So I can't really talk to them about deep stuff, you know, just food. I just talk to them in terms of food. Okay, just a quick question to open this episode. Have you guys ever remembered something from childhood? Maybe something traumatic, neutral, or happy? Something memorable that has stuck to you to this day? Because I have like, not really tons, but I have a few. And one of them was when my grandma actually told me, because I was this tall, chubby girl growing up. I was 5 foot at the age of 7. At the age of 7. Yeah, I was 5 foot by the age of 7. That's crazy to think. That's crazy to say out loud, honestly. But yeah, I was this really, really tall girl. Everyone would call me giant. Yes, even my friends. And it's not even in a good way. Oh, no offense, but you're a giant. No. It was in a bully way. I was bullied for my height. Even the guys, especially the guys. I mean, I think I wounded their egos. They were like 4 foot something. They were shorties. And I was this 5 foot bitch. I was this really tall and chubby girl, basically a big girl for my age. It was so hard to actually find shoes my size every year, because my feet were growing so fast. And I remember back in grade school, back in elementary, every year I had to change my shoes because my feet were growing so fast and I would outgrow them every year. To the point that my family were actually opting to buy me shoes in the men's section. Yeah, we reached that point. But I was like, no, because the shoes for the guys, the school shoes for the guys are so different. Like, you could tell that they're for guys, and I want the doll shoes. I want the, the Mary Janes. Come on, guys. I'm just a girl. So yeah, that was really a struggle, especially like growing up as a big kid in Southeast Asia. That's such a struggle because, in Southeast Asia, girls are petite. Yeah, girls are petite, and I was this giant girl. And I remember I would always want the Barbie shoes, and I can't fit them. That was pain. That was pain, bro. I remember this memory so vividly. So it was one chill afternoon at home. I was chilling out with my grandma, and she told me, Nick, you should wear shoes that are a size smaller than yours, because your feet are growing so fast. It's so difficult to find shoes that are your size. So that your feet would stop growing, let's wear shoes that are a size smaller than yours, to stop the growth. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You have a point. And then I went home to my parents' home later that afternoon, and I told my mom about it. And she was like, that doesn't make sense, because why are we stopping the growth of your feet while you're still growing into this daddy? I mean, she also has a point. My mom also has a point, because why would I stop the growth of my feet while my whole body is still growing. And just a disclaimer, the intent of this video is not to shit on the people that raised me. Okay, I am simply talking about my childhood and what my family taught me. I am not shitting on them. I grew up in a Filipino household in the late 90s. No internet, no social media to put the limelight on toxic parenting styles. I was raised the organic, traditional way, I would say. And by organic, I mean I was taught the things that were passed down from generation to generation. Just some tweaks here and there, but no major correction. No content creator / influencer to tell the people that raised me, this is a wrong thing to say to a kid. Say this instead. Nah. If I did something wrong, if I said something wrong, if I had bad grades, I would be slapped in the butt with a belt. If I didn't sleep in the afternoon, or what the Filipinos and Spanish people would call siesta, if I didn't do that because I had so much energy to play instead of sleep because I was just a kid, but my family would want me to be healthy and grow up as a healthy kid, and I wouldn't do the siesta, girl, my dad would bring out the belt and slap me until I would cry my eyes out and sleep because I'm tired from all the crying. I mean, it's also like a effective way to make me sleep, but also that's a lot of energy. Anyways, there was no social media, no internet to break the toxic parenting cycles, you know, the toxic things that were passed down from generation to generation. And look, I am aware that the younger generations right now, that also kind of includes me, but also not. It's kind of like me, my generation in the middle ground, okay? And I know the generation that's younger than me, they're like the Mr. and Miss Softies. And I would say like my generation, I'm actually a millennial. I would say my generation is like the middle ground, you know, like we come on, we grew up with all the punishing. We grew up with all the, I grew up with that. Okay, if I had bad grades, I would be punished real bad, like real bad. I had to have good grades. I had to be top on the honors list. And if I was second, third, fourth, blah, 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 just second, my mom would actually ask the teacher, how much is the ranking for the first? Like, I just want to know their difference. Girl. Girl. And I would get all the scolding. I would get all the scolding the whole day, by the way. And if it's really bad, like, if I'm not even like second, I'm like third, fourth, fifth. It's not even like for a day. That's like for a whole week. And when my parents would drop me off at school, you better be good. You better be not talkative. You better listen to your teacher. I mean, yeah. And look, I had no social media to tell me that is a bad parenting style and you should tell your parents that. No. Whatever they told me, I had to absorb all of that. That made me a tough bitch. Come on. Let's be honest, okay? Like, I'm not... Here's the thing. Like... Here's the thing. The common misconception about the older generations, about the millennials, is that we're part of the Mr. and Miss Softies. We're kind of like the middle ground. That's what I want them to understand, okay? Like, we are taking parts of the woke culture, but also we were raised the traditional way, and that means all of the toxic parenting cycles also. We grew up with that too. So it's more of like we experience all of this toxicity. I'm not saying purely toxic, okay? I'm just, guys, I'm not saying that the family, okay, here's the thing. I'm not saying, again, the intent of this video is not to shit on the people that raised me. I'm not saying that they are so toxic, they raised me in a really bad way and they were so abusive and stuff. No, they were not. 100%. I mean, yeah, the part of that is abusive, yeah. But I mean, there was abuse, but not to the point that it's abusive in a criminal way. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was like physical abuse, with all the spanking. Again, what's my point? I'm losing my point. Yeah, we experience all of that abuse, all of that toxic parenting cycles that were passed down from generation to generation. We grew up with that. And now we're in the digital age, wherein there's a lot of woke culture about toxic parenting cycles, what you should tell a kid instead when they do this. Do not say this, say this instead. I saw this video of a kid. It was like a mocking video. So this kid spilled milk all over the counter. It was a lot of milk. And the mother turned around and saw what happened, and she was smiling and approached the kid, and she kissed the forehead. She kissed the forehead of the kid, and she was like, "Oh, that's okay." Okay, so for me personally, this is my opinion, don't shit on me. For me, that's too much. For me, kids nowadays still need some okay, not really spanking. Why am I saying that? Because I experienced that. You have to experience that too. I'm kidding. Look, if I were to have a kid and we were in public and that kid that kid would throw a tantrum in public and cause an inconvenience to the people, to the public, girl, I would surely scold that kid. I would not be, that is not a right thing to do in public. You are causing an inconvenience. I understand your emotions, I understand that we are trying to break the toxic parenting cycles. And I love it. I love that. I love change, you know? Like, we are taking some improvement and shit, but also some people are taking it overboard. Stop taking it overboard. Because the thing is, we are raising really sensitive people now. Okay? Like, they have to be strong. And that's the common misconception about the older generation. About my generation, we are not like that. Okay? We are not. Like, how did you raise us? Through scolding and spanking. And you think we're the sensitive ones? No. I think the common misconception is that, yeah, your generation is so sensitive and stuff. Like, I tell you this and you cry. No, I don't. I know what's right for me. I know what's good, what's bad. I know what's right, what's wrong. And if you're gonna tell me something and I'm gonna tell you, no, I'm not like that, or no, that's not correct, and you're gonna be like, you're so sensitive, your generation is like someone that there's a like slight inconvenience, and you go to your friends and cry about it. Slight inconvenience. But yeah, why are we talking about generations now? I would say that that conversation I had with my grandma is still applicable to this day, because I mean, of course, not literally talking about shoe size anymore. It's just it's about shrinking in places that you don't fit in anymore. Ooh, that's some grown ass shit to say. If you have I'm so thirsty. And I haven't had coffee yet. It's like, girl, it's 3:22 p.m. I haven't had coffee. I was awake since 9 a.m. Okay, let's make this quick. So that conversation I had with my grandma still lives in my head rent-free to this day, because of course, it's still applicable, honestly. We're of course not about the shoe size anymore. It has reached its maximum potential, and that's a size 10 US women's. Yeah, my feet are big. Yeah, I'm 27. So we're now talking in terms of me shrinking in places and relationships that I don't fit in anymore, that I have outgrown already. That's some serious shit. Ooh. No one will stay the same. We evolve through the years. We are molded by relationships, pain, trauma, success, failures, experiences in life. Why am I clinging so tightly to this finger? And once you feel like you don't belong in the same environment anymore, girl, move out, okay? Move places, get out of that relationship. If it's not healthy for you, if you feel like it's not fitting for you anymore, then Girl, get out of the box, okay? Like, you have to pay respect to your identity and evolution. You are changing and you are becoming someone else, or they are becoming someone else. And if it's time to move on, if it's time to fall apart, if it's time to break that relationship, then do it. It's not an easy thing to say. It's not an easy thing to do. It is difficult to let people out and to break relationships, to end relationships, but you should never compromise your growth. You should never compromise your growth and your potential for the sake of staying in the same city that you grew up in, for the sake of staying in for the sake of staying in relationships, for the sake of not losing the people that you were with for years. The thought of losing people is actually scary, but you know what else is scary? Losing yourself. Losing yourself, honey. That is a big L. That is a big L right there. You should not compromise your potential and your evolution that's waiting to be fed. Feed that lion, bitch! Compromising your growth, your potential, and staying in relationships that you don't fit in anymore is gonna have a snowball effect. It's gonna affect your future, okay? It's gonna affect your future. It's gonna affect your career. It's gonna affect who you are, your mindset, your personality, your frustrations in life, your attitude towards situations, and how you react. It's gonna compromise everything little by little, okay? Day by day. I hope you keep evolving as this cute ass baddie. I hope you never compromise your growth and your future for anyone. You have to accept the fact that you're not going to be in the same place forever, that you're not going to be the same person forever. There are going to be some changes. There are going to be, because your potential is growing, your potential is waiting to be fed. And once you feed that potential, you are going to be a different person, a more successful person, a stronger person, a person with a more positive attitude, a tougher person, a baddie, okay? So once you keep feeding that potential, once you keep feeding your... I forgot the word. You're gonna be this better person in terms of career, in terms of you as a daughter, you as an individual, you as a partner. I'm gonna close this episode by saying that you should not starve your potential, because your potential, once it's fed, is gonna make you a better person. It's gonna make you a better person, make you a better version of yourself, and that's what we strive for every day, isn't it? To be a better version of ourselves. That's like the thing that people put in their bio sometimes, or like the caption of their Instagram posts. My goal is to be a better version of myself every day. Yeah. And that's applicable for everyone, because who wants to be a not better version of themselves? Who wants to downgrade? Not me. We want to be better. We want to be tougher. We want to be stronger. We want to be more successful, okay? And if we keep on shrinking ourselves in environments and relationships that we don't fit in anymore, how are we freaking going to grow? And we are not gonna grow. We are not gonna get tougher if we keep on shrinking. If anything, that's gonna make us smaller, that's gonna make us more sensitive, and that's gonna make us... Ooh, I'm popping off. And now I lost track of what I'm saying. If it's time to move on, it's time to move on. If it's time to move, it's time to move. If it's time to dance, it's time to freaking dance! Hey! I'm so thirsty. I need my coffee. And I'm gonna close this episode now. Ganina ako sigingon na I'm gonna close this episode by saying, I said all that needs to be said. Now I'm gonna close this episode. Bye. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna edit this video. And I'm gonna work again next week, 6 days a week. Woo! Let's go. Bye. I need my coffee.